Hi. Good morning. I hope you guys are having a good day. I might have to go get Charlie because like it never fails whether I'm on Sunday or during one of the weeknights. It never fails that as soon as I hit go live or whatever, she has to go to the bathroom. This is our life. This is what we do. But anyways, hi, hello, happy Sunday. How are you? I am so tired from traveling. So if you didn't know, I had to go to Chicago for work. Tell me also how my sound is, if it's okay. If you want to, it's up to you. So I went to Chicago and so many people are like, oh, did you get to do anything fun? And when I am in Chicago for work, I'm in meetings all day. It's very draining. Then we normally do a team dinner and or activity. And so it's very, very tiring for me. Especially someone who identifies as an ambivert, which I am. It just makes I really have to recharge when I'm around people that much. So yeah, so I had fun. It was a good time. It was a very productive time for work. And now I'm off the rest of the year, which is great. Today is Yule. So happy Yule if you celebrate. I know there's a couple other names out there as well, depending on kind of where you're from. And but yeah, so happy Yule if you are celebrating. And then next week we obviously have the big one, which is going to be Christmas. So that is what my side of the family and Dominic's side of the family celebrate Christmas as well. So we'll be busy with that. So I did cancel live streams on Christmas Eve, so the 24th. So just if you're looking for that, I won't be having them. Not that I'll necessarily be busy, I just don't know what I'll be doing, so or when I'll be back, so I don't know if I'll be back in time to set them up. But then we'll be back over the weekend, and I'll still be here Tuesday, I think. So yeah, and hopefully it's very productive for the next few weeks. I have a lot that I have to get out for the readathons. More coming on those. They are kicking off Jan 1. We are doing a special event. We're doing a 4 or 5 hour live sprint reading challenge. Or not reading challenge, but just a 4 or 5 hour live reading sprint. Just kind of get us in the right mindset. Very low key, very chill. But at the same time, if you're sitting at home and you have some time off, just a way to relax instead of maybe, I don't know, binge watching Stranger Things, even though I will probably do that at some point. So yeah, so that's where we are. We also, I don't remember if I told you guys this last week because I don't think I had the book yet when I was streaming. We also have our Village Reads book, which what was voted on and selected was Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. So more information in the Once Upon a Year Discord. That is for that reading challenge. You have a whole quarter to read this though. So I make it pretty, I'm trying to make it pretty easy for stuff. Today, let me know what you guys are working on, what you're reading in chat. I will be reading the next section, since I didn't read it earlier this week, of All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. I am loving this book. I'm reading this book with my work book club, which is really the only book club minus the Village Reads that I'm in where we have an assigned book. So anyways, so I'm working through the next section on that, which honestly, I don't even remember, where are we? I think we have to read 67, which is page 158 to 249. So almost 100 pages, but this is a pretty quick read. So we're going to be running 25-minute sprints, 5-minute breaks. I will check in. Let me get the sprints started here for us. And yeah, I think we're good. So we'll do we'll do 6 sessions. I forgot that it's Sunday. See, I told you I'm all off. I'm all over the place. So we'll do I can't speak English either, apparently. 6 sessions. That is very hard to say. 6 sessions, 25 minutes each, 5-minute breaks. If you're working on tasks or you're reading, I hope you have a very productive time. And let's go ahead and jump in. You're good, Kate. No worries. Yeah, I should be back to, and the next couple weeks are a little wonky with like the holidays and stuff, but yeah, it should be fine. So, I need to schedule them in the Stardew Valley server because I forgot to do that, but I was like, meh, it's fine. I'll do it next week. So, but welcome and happy sprinting. Okie dokie. Hello, everyone. Hi, Radikisa. Hi, Ashley. Ashley, did you figure out which book you were going to read? You have to tell us. I mean, you don't have to. It's totally fine. How did we do? I made it to 172. Sorry, I didn't chime in right at like the start of the break. I wanted to finish this chapter. It's so very interesting. We have someone so far in this book where like we think we know the person that committed the crime that's being discussed, but there are hints being dropped and things slowly being revealed that like maybe there's someone else, maybe that's not, you know, the right person, maybe they're not working alone. So I don't know what's gonna happen. It's really good though. You're thinking of Cry Wolf by Patricia. I don't know what that is. I have never heard of that. Hi Molly, how are you? Good morning, if it is morning. We still have 5 more sessions left. So, I am thinking that, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little distracted today. Probably because I'm a little tired still. But if I finish this, I'm thinking that my next read will be 2 Twisted Crowns or whatever that book is. So, Kate did her morning journaling, getting ready to put lights on your tree. Oh my gosh, you're only now doing it? I can't judge you. I don't have children. I have a dog. If you did not see Charlie, she came in and said hello. She, all 74 pounds of her jumped on top of me. We have our tree up with the lights on. And I got it for free and the lights were broken and I had spare lights, so it all worked out. And then kiddo is, oh, so you can't listen to your audiobooks because she has it. Yeah, that's hard. I would be like, can we listen to a book together? Like that would literally be me. But yeah, book is going good so far, can't complain. I'm really disappointed, guys. My coffee this morning is not very good. So I normally don't buy Starbucks ground coffee. And I don't know. It's like, I think it's too sweet and too strong all at the same time. Does that make sense? Is that possible? Is that a thing? For it to be too sweet and too strong all at the same time? You get a real tree. Oh, nice. So cute. I love that. That's so cute. Yeah, I don't get a real tree, unfortunately. So I have discovered though that our sweet little cat mama, who I was trying to get up here earlier, she wouldn't get up here, but I did try to get her up here. She likes to lay under our tree. So I knew that she had been going back behind it because I have stuff around the tree and it was like it kept getting knocked over. And I'm like, okay, like once, sure, but like multiple times at this point that it's fallen over. No, like someone is knocking them over. Is it Charlie? Is it her? It's definitely her. She likes to go underneath it and just sleep under on like the tree like skirt area. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. I have photos. I need to post them in Discord or on Instagram. But yeah, all right, well, 15 seconds. I enjoyed some candy canes. I don't have any cookies here, but I enjoyed some candy canes. They were very sour. They were sweet tarts, just like normal ones, but that's why I was making a weird face, because they were sour. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee and some Rolos, I think. Dominic is bringing us lunch home today. He is out doing his HEMA fencing right now. But yeah, I'm really excited. We're getting hot heads and it just sounds so yummy right now. But anyways, so yeah, back to reading. Happy productivity time. And I will see you guys in about 24 minutes. Sorry to interrupt. I just got chocolate everywhere. So I'm sorry if you're seeing me lick my fingers. I don't want to get it on my book or my sweater. Ugh. Ugh. Chocolate fiasco update. We're good. We're good. It was really debatable there for a minute. I thought Radikisa, I thought we might get hurt. I really do, but we're good. All right, back to reading. Okay, hi. How did we do? I made it to chapter 80, which is page 191. Um so I had to get out my little flags. I do sometimes like heavily annotate books, but I found that when I do it really slows me down with my reading, and it kind of becomes more of a chore versus enjoying. So I kind of just go with the flow. So sometimes I'll like get out a highlighter and stuff, but I don't necessarily make like annotation keys and whatnot like I used to. Um, but I had to get out a couple of my flags some to mark some quotes and just some things that were like happening. So with Patch, the town that this is based in, it's a smaller town. And you obviously have your characters of the town. And there's one character in particular that people like to talk about, heavy drinker, something where they say, basically like someone who drinks like that is either running away from something, trying to forget something, things to that extent. Makes sense, right? So this person has, I think, connected to one of the main characters about how the pain associated with losing someone. And so, he says, each day I take a walk up Parade Hill to remind myself why I didn't leave this nothing town a lifetime before you saved the Meyer girl, and for that I will always be grateful. You want to find your Grace? They nod. Bring her to life then. So he's really encouraging him to find his peace in a way. If there's some debate right now that I'm having, if she's real, if she's not, this not, but he's really encouraging him to bring her to life, express yourself, learn how to express her, put it on paper, which I think is just a beautiful way as an adult who is not related to this main character to try to help. Especially with someone, this teen, he doesn't want to do therapy, doesn't think it will work. He's very set and level-headed on where his thoughts are right now, but he is facing kind of the scrutiny from adults in the town who are saying, no, like what you experienced was traumatic, and kind of chalking it up to that type of mindset and to why he's thinking that way. And it's just not, he just feels so unfulfilled and unheard. And so now you have this person who maybe is shunned by the other adults for his actions, but he is trying to find a way to help. So I also wrote down another quote which really hit. He would be a small scratch in the record of her life, no longer deep enough to alter the perfect rhythm. And again, I don't know what it is about Chris Whitaker, but just some of these lines and some of the concepts that he puts in, this is a book from a teen's perspective. But it just hits so deep with what he is conveying to the reader. And I think that goes to show the depth of his writing. I think it's easy to find quotes about love and stuff that you connect with. But when it's something such as pain or outlooks on life, you're like, whoa, okay. It stops and it makes you think. And you're like, how many times, you think about things where you're like, what are the things that maybe in the moment feel very, very serious, like those deep scratches that might cause the bumps in your record of life. But then what are the small ones? What are the ones that will most likely pass, that maybe there's one skip, but then it's fine the next time you listen to it? And I think that is just such a unique perspective and analogy to use for that. Sorry, I'm like going on a tangent about this book. This happens. I don't know what it is with this book, but it is just hitting me in a way that I didn't anticipate or expect. And I know when I shared this in the Discord originally, I had asked, I said, has anyone read this book? And no one had. And so many of them were like, oh my gosh, I just read this, you know, the summary or the synopsis, and I putting it on my TBR right now. Like, let us know how it goes. And so I hope I'm not overselling this book and overcommitting it. It is a very different book. I will preface that. I was talking to my coworkers in Chicago when I was hanging out with them, and I said, I think the biggest thing is that you kind of just jump in. There's really no intro. There's no building of backstories. Like, that kind of comes later. And so it is a little confusing. It is written differently, almost in a way how if you have read One Dark Window, that book is very kind of purpley, prosy. It sort of rhymes. It's very different to how it's written. This is not written the same way, but it's that same feeling where you kind of have to get used to it before you can really like deep dive. And I haven't read any other Chris Whitaker. I actually don't even know what else he's written. So I don't know if this is something that he writes, like how he just writes all of his books, or if it's just this one that he has chosen to write this way. But I do want to preface that it is very good, but it is very different. It might take a minute for you to get into it. Okay, I'm going to catch up on chat. I know I talked a little too long, but Radakisa met a reading goal yesterday. So now you're just trying to finish your unfinished books before 2026. That's great. Congratulations. I love that for you so much. I hit mine right before I left Chicago. My goal was to read 75 books this year. I did hit it. The last book was not great. It's, I have decided, I think that Sarah Penner is not an author for me. I've read 2 of her books and I haven't loved either one. So I have a third one on my TBR, but I just haven't read it yet. And I'm kind of like, do I just like unhaul it? And she's just not the author for me. I don't know. Kate, I know you mentioned your tree. You fixed the tree lights. Oh, you're going to wash your hair. Nice. Oh, you got stabbed. Yeah, we didn't get stabbed by our tree because obviously it's fake. But whenever we used to get a real tree when I was a kid, I hated that. I hated that so much. And now I'm like deathly allergic to plants in the world. And so I'm like, what would even happen if I got stabbed? I would probably get really itchy and maybe get hives. But anyways, okay, back to reading. I know I talked way too long. I will see you guys in about 21 minutes. Hopefully I don't talk this long next time. I'm so sorry if I distracted you. Radakisa, I think you just sealed the fate. That's the one book that I have left to read by her. I have also read The Lost Apothecary, and I just finished The London Seance Society. They're not bad. They're just not for me. Like, I'm just like, I was thinking of what to write for my review, and I'm like, honestly, I don't even know. Like, I just feel like meh about it. Like, it was fine, but it wasn't, oh my gosh, like, I love this book. So whatever it is about her books, I just don't love them. Okie dokie. Kate, good luck. I know you're super busy. And I saw that Molly had to leave too, so no worries. This is a longer one, which is meant more so for people like pop in and out. So like if you guys have to go do other things, no worries at all. I made it to chapter 88, which we're trying to get to, I think, 99. Yeah, we're trying to get to 99. So I have 11 chapters left. I can't remember which one are we on. I think this is our fourth one. This will be our fourth sprint coming up here in about 4 minutes. So I did mark another quote in this again. Just as I said, he just has such a way with words, and you have to be like aware when you're reading. Like if I listen to this on audiobook, I don't know if they would stick as well, but because I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, that one hits. So it says that the main character wondered if hope was its own kind of punishment, sometimes worse than certainty than the long and closed off road toward healing. And 100% true. I know I can't relate in the terms of what this book is about, but the feeling of hope sometimes is more tiring and more defining of that moment in your life than if kind of things had been answered and there wasn't room for hope anymore. And as dark as that sounds, it just, as I said, he has a way with words where they just hit. But it is true, sometimes not knowing and keeping hope is like kind of the worst feeling, because you can't start the grieving process at that point. It's like something in your mind almost would prevent it. And I know I cried very early on in this book with the loss of my sweet little dog Harper. And I had hope for about a week, and then I had hope, but also was trying to begin to cope with what I thought, where I thought things were going to go. Then, the next week after that, I was holding out hope that test results would come back okay. And when they didn't, like, I found out that day and I decided that it was time for her to rest. And without that definitive, because I was holding out hope, without that like definitive determining factor, I could not make that decision. And that's where I think that line is so true. Holding out hope is harder and it's more painful because you're trying to see, the light at the end of the tunnel, and like you can't. But like maybe it's there. And so in a way, like as I said, I can't relate in terms of what he's talking about they're holding out hope for. But what I can relate to is the fact that, yeah, like Kate, exactly, like having hope, while I don't want to be someone who loses hope, who loses, faith that something could happen that's good or whatever it is, like I understand that feeling because hope is hard. It is hard to keep that, and you're not letting yourself be able to move and mourn and grieve and even at times even make the best decisions for yourself or those that it's impacting. And like I would say that probably was one of the hardest times in my life, was when I was waiting. And like I kind of knew things weren't going to end up well. There was just something in me, call it an intuition. I don't know if I would necessarily say a mother's intuition. Like I was Harper's mom, but like I obviously did not birth her. She was a dog. But like I just knew. I knew that we had hit a point and there wasn't turning back. But I thought, well, maybe, I kept saying, well, maybe if the time. And so what Chris Whitaker has put into this book and written down on that page is just how hope can be harder than having a definitive answer. And I have to agree with that 100%. Like, if something were ever I think I would rather know than not know. And until you're in a situation where that is the case, you might not relate to it. But I think once you are, it's almost like the weight, because you know what to do next, and what to do next might be just as hard and gut-wrenching, but at the same time you're making it with a sound decision and concrete evidence. And I think as humans, we can take the leap of faith and we can do this, but when it comes to something like what is being discussed in this book and loss, that's a lot harder to do. So I talked over again. This is why I was like, maybe I should do 7 minutes. I don't know. And 23 minutes reading sessions. Anyways, we are on, what did I say? 88, and we have to get to 100. So we obviously still have time. So I'm going to get back to reading, get back to focusing, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll continue to see if this book makes me cry. I didn't expect to cry this much in this book. I just think it's something I can really relate to with what has happened in my personal life this year. So, okay. Happy reading. Happy productivity. Sorry, I cried a little. Anyways. I feel like I should definitely put like a content warning, like, just FYI, I'm reading this book and it makes me cry. Anyways, okay, happy. Okay, that is so cute. Oh, I just died a little. That's adorable. I have feelings out of my eyes. I love that so much. And the fact that she can, that your kiddo can even recognize that, like, oh, I love it so much. Good for you. That's a kudos mama moment. Yeah, Kate, you cry about everything. I don't necessarily cry about everything. I just like will randomly cry during weird moments, especially if it's like something relatable or something that brings back memories of some kind. Like that's typically when I'll cry. Before losing Harper, I wasn't like a huge crier though. Like I would if I was upset and whatnot, but anyways, so I got to chapter 94, which is page 232, and we're trying to get to 99, so I definitely should be able to finish that in the next sprint. And then we have one more since we're going till 2. Yeah, like honestly, like, if I would cry before, it would mainly be like stress from work. But now it's like kind of more so like sad. But I would also like excited cry. Like when Dominic proposed, I excited cried. I might have to place our food order really quickly. But yeah, so I definitely should be able to finish this in the next section, which I think if I do that, I think I'll probably read One Dark Window. It's been on my list like all year to read, and I actually not One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. And I actually gave my sister One Dark Window to read. So I'm thinking if I could finish it before Christmas, then I could gift my paperback to her, and then she could have that, which I don't typically unhaul books, but I gave her the first one to read and then she dropped it in water. So she's like, do you want it back? And I'm like, no, it's okay. Because I don't want something on my shelves that could potentially like cause mold and all that. So yeah, so I think I might try to finish that before Christmas. That way I can give it to her as a Christmas gift. We're not like doing a lot of Christmas gifts with our family this year just because of like having to pay for the wedding that's happening in February. Like we're kind of putting a lot of our funds towards that. So I decided pretty early on to like have that discussion like, hey, probably won't be able to do gifts. Just do without what you will, just letting you know. So if you don't want to do anything, like no hard feelings, etc. So you finished deep cleaning your hair. Now you're figuring out our table setting. Yeah, that's another thing that I have to figure out this week is a table setting. What if she gives me a new copy like for Christmas? I don't know. She mentioned saying that, and I was like, no, it's okay. I think I got mine on Book Outlet originally. So I was like, no, it's fine. And I might end up getting like hardbacks of it because I do really love it. So I was like, it's fine. Like if she ends up giving it to me, cool. If not, then it's fine. But yeah, so because I told her not to, so hopefully she doesn't. So yeah, so I figured I might try to read that, especially since I have off this week and next week. I figured that one would be a good one where I could also like put on audio if I'm working on other things. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna finish this, then read that. I do need to place the grocery order. I swear, Dominic does not understand that like I won't answer the phone when I'm talking to you guys. So Pride and Prejudice seems guys were like, if you don't like it, I'll take it back. Oh, that's so cute though. I love that. Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite books and movies, like one of my favorite classics. Which I saw that Michael's came out with they haven't really like started promoting it a lot because like Jesus, impatient. That's what that is, impatient. So I saw that Michael's has a new book, like I can't remember, I saw it last night. I think like Next Chapter or something is the line, but they have new books by DK Collections. They have 3 of them. I think it's Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice, and maybe Sense and Sensibility or Emma. I can't remember which one. And yeah, they look really cool. So if you haven't seen those, I think you can only buy them in store. If you have a Michaels by you, that might be a cool gift for him. I think they were like $30. They're a little expensive, but like they look like pieces of art. I kid you not. They look so nice. So yeah, so that might be like a cool like gift idea if you haven't gotten him one already. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get back to reading. I will check in with you guys in about 23-ish minutes. I have like a page left to read. Definitely feel like we need coffee cup round 2. It was just so gross. Like you can tell when I don't like my coffee because I just like won't drink it. But I'm feeling like a lull come on, where like, you know, like that midday lull, and I'm kind of like, well, I don't have to work tomorrow, so like, could get away with it, and you know, stay up a little bit later tonight. But yeah, big twist. Whoa. I mean, like, whoa. Like, just wow. It's wow. Yeah. Anyways. And I will, Kate, I'm gonna finish it. We have one more sprint, and I'm gonna literally finish this within like the first minute probably, and then switch to Twisted Grounds. So here we are. Sorry if I sound a little bit further away. I had to set my mic down because girl only has 2 hands. Okay. All right. I wish I had more sometimes, but I don't. Anyways, yeah, wow. Yeah, big twist. Kind of saw it coming, like just a little bit, did not unfold the way that I thought it would. And we're probably a little less than halfway through the book. I'm on page 248. I think there's over 600 or maybe right at 600 pages. There is 592 pages. So yeah, I did finish Evelyn. Yeah, I wrote my review on it. I didn't love it. It was like, let me see what I said. Hold on. Let me pull up my story graph. Where are we? Okay, so I did end up giving it a higher. I use like a ranking calculator, and I do all these scores and stuff, and then things can like earn bonus points, and like I can take away points. So even though I didn't love it, I did give it 4 stars. But I'm going to unhaul it. And I don't know if I'll ever read another Taylor Jenkins read. I might, but I don't know. So this is what I said, and I'll try to skip over parts that are spoilers. This book surprised me in ways I did not expect. I picked it up on a recommendation from a friend, unsure if it would really be for me, and honestly, the audiobook is the reason I finished it. I am so glad I did, because walking away from the story unfinished would have been a real loss. So like, that's what I mean. Like, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I'm really hard to please. I'm a hard reader as well. Taylor Jenkins Reid introduced a narrative structure that felt fresh to me, weaving modern day moments with flashbacks in a way that felt intentional, seamless, and emotionally grounded. The pacing between timelines worked, and the tone remained classy throughout, very mild spice, mainly off-page, which suited the Hollywood eras it explored from the 1950s to the 1980s. The emotional depth she captured between multiple characters felt effortless, especially considering how much ground the story covers. At its core, this is Evelyn's story, a woman determined to escape a painful childhood marked by poverty and abuse, who chose survival and ambition again and again, even when those choices hurt the people around her. Watching her evolution was fascinating. She begins with herself firmly at the center of every decision, but over time and then I'm going to stop because I'll give some stuff away that I don't want to. So, I also put on that this book also tackles an incredible range of heavy topics, including abuse, racism, mixed race relationships, queer identity hidden by Hollywood expectations, celebrity obsession, crime, and death with dignity. And those are just ones that I remembered. I maybe missed a few. None of it felt glossed over, which is impressive given the length of the book. Monique's role grounds the story emotionally. Her relationship with Evelyn is complicated, empowering, and deeply uncomfortable at times. I did not give this 5 stars because the first half moved slowly for me, and I struggled to stay engaged until well past the midpoint. As a fantasy reader who loves immersive world building, the restraint in description made it harder for me to fully sink in early on. Still, the payoff was worth it, and I walked away genuinely impressed. So, I was impressed by the book, but I didn't love it, and I didn't love it enough to be like, I need to read all of her books. Because yes, I agree. And it's kind of the same as like with Sarah Penner right now. Like, honestly, if I had stopped reading that book halfway, I wouldn't have known what I had missed, which would have meant that I would not have rated it as highly as I did, because the parts that I did connect with were so far in the book that like, what? So the second half of the book is really why it has that rating. Does that make sense? But like, if I was someone who DNF'd at halfway, like hard stop 50%, I would have DNF'd that book and I would not have rated it nearly that high. Do you want to sit in your bed, baby? Here, let me move this stuff for you. Sorry, Mama wants to sit in her cat tree. And when I'm streaming, oh no, I just scared her. When I'm streaming, I put stuff in the bed on it, but I just scared her, so now she went away. But anyways, yeah, I just don't think that she's gonna be an author that I really like because of how she set up this book. And I also don't know if I would like recommend it to people, because as I said, I was mainly impressed halfway at the end. I know I want, come here, Mama. I'll see if I can get her. Mama, Mama. Nope, she's walking away from me. She's like, screw you. Yep. Yeah, she's like, I'm not dealing with that. It was too loud. She's kind of skittish. So, but yeah, so as I said, even though I did give it 4 stars, I don't know if I would recommend it. And that's why I made it very clear. The only reason I could finish that book is because I put it on audio. Like, I kid you not, if I was reading it with my eyeballs, I would have DNF'd it. And and the fact that I have to get through halfway through the book before anything like grips me, that's a huge red flag to where I don't think I would recommend it to anyone. Does that make sense? I will say this though. My sister is very different from me. Like, we're very similar, but we're also very different. I did recommend it to her. I said, I think she might like it. And that's because my sister really likes politics. And I think that she'll like the coverage of all the different, what am I trying to think of? Major event, not like major events, but like just like capturing the historical moments and progress that were going on in the time that it spans. So yeah. So if I recommend a book, I normally put on there, like, I would definitely recommend this to, even if it's like only for certain people, like people who like this, and this, I would definitely recommend it to you. But with that book, I don't think I would. So, like, nowhere in my review do I say I recommend this book. I say I was genuinely surprised and shocked, which is what led to the 4-star rating. But again, it's so very conflicting. And I will say, I don't think I'll read another Taylor Jenkins Reid book. So I know people talk about some, like, what's her newest one, Atmosphere or whatever, and how it just like, how it like emotionally destroys them. But I'm like, I don't know, because if it's the same way as this one, I don't think I would like it. So yeah. Okay. All right. I need to finish this book. And then I'm going to start Two Twisted Crowns, but I also might make a coffee. So if I disappear off screen for a little, that's why. And it'll probably take like 5 minutes. So yeah. But happy productivity. Okie dokie. How did we do? Welcome back in. Yes, I brought Mama back over. She's an interesting character. I don't know if I've given her backstory. My dad actually rescued her with a kitten, and we think she was maybe part of a hoarding situation. She loves chicken, like more than anything in the world. She loves chicken. And two, when we first got her, she literally like didn't move from the same spot for months. Like I started picking her up and forcing her to move. So she's not like a lap cat, if that makes sense, but she does like to hang out with you, and she likes to lay on me when I am in bed. She'll lay on my side and she'll lay on my back, but she won't lay on my front. Like she's not a lap cat. So, but that was Mama. So her real name is Chloe. We call her Mama though. She's a cutie pie. Sweetest girl. Like she can turn on you in an instant, but she is very sweet, very loving. So her and Charlie get along really well. They go into the yard together and all that, but she definitely runs the house. Like she's the one animal Charlie will listen to. So you're about halfway done with your book. That's awesome. Yeah. So I finished the section of, I'm going to blank on the title of All the Colors of the Dark. So I finished the section that I'm supposed to read for work. And now I have moved on to Two Twisted Crowns, and I'm on page 13, chapter 2, which is going to Elm. And I'm kind of like, wait a minute, what's happening in this book? Because I read it, I think, in the beginning of the year. So I kind of have to, I'm taking it a little bit slow and like trying to remember what happened. I remember what happened, but I don't remember like all the characters and everything. So I'm taking it a little bit slow. I should see if YouTube has like one of those animated recaps on it. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna head out though. And we will be back on Tuesday night. So 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I will see you all then. If you need something in the meantime, feel free to join either Discord. You can also tag me in those. I'm sure sprints will be continuing virtually, especially in the Stardew Valley one. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Yule blessings. And if I don't see you, if you're too busy and you do celebrate Christmas, then Merry Christmas. And if not, Happy Holidays. So for whatever you do choose to celebrate. But yeah, I'll see you guys later this week. Bye.